Hello guys and welcome to round 4 of AWC. We are racing at Magny-Cours in France today. You may notice I didn't post round 3. I didn't want to post it because it was an absolute shit show and really all that happened was I crashed and drove a quiet race back in P8 without a front wing. But we are back now for France and here are the standings after Baku. As you can see we are still leading both championships but our competitors have lowered the gap a bit which isn't ideal. Anyways, onto our quali lap then. Good run down to the line carrying much speed. We get a decent entry, but we understeer a bit to the outside which is gonna lose us a few hundredths. We cut the curb perfectly here and it's a decent corner even with some rear slide. Here we brake just the slightest bit too late and we didn't cut the apex as much as we would have liked. Mid-corner. Nice and smooth here through the S section. But here we make a terrible mistake turning in too early, taking way too much curb and our car goes airborne for a second. We have to save this lap in sector 3 now. Here we get an absolutely perfect corner which kinda saved our lap a bit from the mistakes. And it's a 106.1 which puts us provisional P1. We actually did set the fastest lap of the session at the end but it got disqualified since we started it after the timer ended. So these are the final quali results. We are starting P3 with AD and Dungeon in front of us. Onto the race. We get a decent start here. We did an amazing opening sector and we take the lead with Thax following closely behind. The gap is now 1.3 seconds already and we are in a very comfortable spot. Skipping to the end of lap 4 and we set a 106.7 which is really strong pace on 4 lap hold softs. Our team director Hejaws is driving instead of Moto since he had to do something else. Anyways, Hejaws just passed Thax which means we are in a 1-2 position. At the end of lap 5 we set a 106.6 meaning we improved with even older softs. You can see the gap between me and Thax now. On lap 7 our softs got that big dip in performance and you can see how we struggle with grip trying to get to that apex. Again we are forced a bit wide since we were still used to the fresher softs. And as you can see our lap time is now a 107.1 which is significantly slower than previous laps. Now we dive into the pits at the end of lap 9 for the hard compound. Slow stop. We come out just ahead of Beast and we are now hunting down Sod, who hasn't done a pit stop, for the lead. I'm an idiot for that one. Now Sod is in our view. Red Bull activities. At the end of lap 12, Sot dives into the pits and we retake the lead. Our teammate AWC disappeared from the leaderboard after a crash and he had to do a recovery drive. After this literally nothing happened, so we are cutting to the final lap. I drove a race with only one penalty and consistent lap times on the hard tire. This was easily my best performance in AWC so far. We end up taking the win with an 11-second gap to P2.